Most organizations are approaching AI completely wrong, and it's costing them in failed initiatives, abandoned projects, and leadership is starting to lose faith in a technology we have barely scratched the surface of. My name is Sheldon Swanson. I'm a Navy veteran and college professor at Florida State College at Jacksonville, and a technologist who has spent the last decade fighting for and being a true champion for pretty much everything automation. Today, I lead the AI and automation practice at Sayers Technology, where my job is to go inside of organizations, understand how they operate, and help them build a real strategy for AI adoption and implement AI solutions. Believe it or not, AI goes beyond just chatbots, and the solutions are not isolated to the IT department. Over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to work across many diverse environments, see how they're set up, how they operate, and speak with leadership all the way down to individual contributors. From an AI perspective right now, most organizations appear to be in the same boat, in that they know AI is here and they know they need to start adopting, they just don't know where to start adopting and end up putting it off so it doesn't get done. AI also happens to be a rather unique technology to adopt, as many business leaders are looking to their IT teams to provide them guidance to implement AI, and most IT departments haven't had the opportunity to look at how to get it deployed, secured, governed, let alone know all of the options out there for AI solutions across the entire business. Maybe your business has rolled out Copilot 365, but are your users using it? Or are they not? Are you getting any return on it? There are some that have purchased expensive AI solutions expecting it to be the key to migrating to a more AI-driven business, which unfortunately is not the case. What I'm seeing firsthand is there's no problem with the technology itself, but how organizations are approaching AI, in that they have no defined strategy for AI adoption. Many are also restricting their AI adoption to just the IT department when AI spans the entire company. It's a strategy problem, it's not a technology problem, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. The Microsoft AI Adoption Framework clearly outlines to start with a strategy and build a plan off of that strategy. So I'm not really surprised at this outcome. After the last 10 years, I've been a huge fan of automation, AI, and for anyone really, any automation really, I would get a lot of the same looks and responses from people. It didn't matter what company I was at, who the leadership was, you name it, it was always the same. And I've been advocating for automation for over a decade. While it may be beneficial to the organization, from a people perspective, it means change. And people naturally resist change, let alone when you're talking about changing the way in which they conduct their day-to-day job. I have been fortunate enough to work in very large enterprises where industry standards, full implementation of the tools, and a heavy documentation library are crucial in order for the business to operate with such a large amount of technologies in that big of a department. To be honest, they also don't have to worry about the hurting someone's ego or calling your baby ugly. Let me explain to you exactly what I mean. I walk into a new organization, and while I can't predict the future, I can apply some simple math that chances are I'm going to see the same thing there that I see across all environments. Microsoft ecosystem's not set up or barely scratching the surface of what it's capable of. SharePoint is just there as like a shared documentation library, or not even documentation library, file store more like it. Copilot, it may be deployed, maybe not, but is there even a strategy for deploying Copilot? Like, have you educated your users? Azure environments with zero alignment to the cloud adoption framework stood up with minimum configuration and then never touched again because it works, don't break it. Zero documentation for really anything, vice when you go to a large enterprise, that documentation is the source of truth as to what's deployed and configured. I am used to seeing an overwhelming amount of security policies and controls that usually make it difficult for real world work to take place, which actually counteracts security, the purpose of the security tools in the first place. Here's what makes this painful though, is this isn't free. You're writing a check for this every single month, month to month, and getting a fraction of the return you should be getting. Now here's where it gets real for the business side of the room. Teams are still doing manual work that your existing technologies were designed to eliminate. These are manual approval workflows over email or chat, processes lacking formality and definition, data being copied from one system to another by a human being. That's why we say copy-paste. Spreadsheets, let's not leave out the spreadsheets, the thousands, millions of spreadsheets out there running departments, tracking information, and where so many people still spend an estimated 38% of their time, with 30% of that 38% being wasted. That's 45 minutes every day wasted on tinkering with spreadsheets. And nobody has stopped to question it why. As one of my department heads on the USS Gettysburg used to say, because that's the way it's been done. On the IT side, your network, your systems, your infrastructure, they're still carrying the weight of years of Band-Aid fixes and bare minimum configurations. The features are all there, you're probably even paying extra for them, they're waiting for you to turn them on, yet they aren't. You're not running a broken environment because your team is talented either, don't take it like that. You're running it because nobody's ever given you a clear roadmap to fix it properly, and most teams are working on their heels trying to catch up by spending their time being proactive and getting ahead of the issues. Let's go ahead and tie a number to this waste, shall we? Gartner actually estimates that organizations waste up to 30% of their technology spend on tools they never fully implement. So for a mid-sized organization, that's not thousands of dollars, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars already gone every year. And I'm not saying AI is going to fix that, but a strategy to adopt more automated, intelligent processes will. The organizations that I see doing well are the ones that chose to milk their technology solutions for all they're worth, maintain a good set of standards, have clearly defined and digitized processes, and a well-designed populated documentation library. They are also looking at AI organization-wide. Many IT teams, like I said, they're limiting their, or organizations are limiting their thought process to AI and IT. They're not thinking about it business-wide across all departments. That means at some point they stopped, looked inward, and asked, hey, where are we bleeding time, money, manpower on work that our existing technologies should already be taken care of? The ability to step back, ask that question, and take the answer seriously is worth more than any software or appliance you will ever purchase. And most organizations never properly answer it. The question I want to leave you with is, if you don't have a clear AI and automation strategy, not a tool, not a license, not a pilot program nobody finished, but an actual strategy, what does the next 12 months look like for your organization? If not now, then when do you plan on doing it? As I always used to tell automation denialists, if you aren't automating, somebody else is. The technology is not slowing down, it's picking up speed. We went from needing to start automating more to hyper-automation's right around the corner. And the gap between organizations that have it figured out and the ones that don't, that gap is widening every single day. So this is why I decided to develop the AI Discovery Workshop. Think of the workshop like this. You wouldn't just start taking medication or have a procedure without a diagnosis, correct? The Discovery Workshop is the diagnosis. We'd come into your organization and sit down with your stakeholders at an organization-wide level, not just IT, map all your processes, look at your Microsoft ecosystem, what you have versus what you need to start kicking off more agentic or even just AI-driven operations. Calculate the financial gain for each opportunity. You'll walk out with something most organizations have never had, a prioritized AI and automation roadmap built specifically for your business. No templates, no general recommendations, a real roadmap line by line, complete with clear projected savings, a defined ROI, and a definitive first step so nobody is left sitting in a room wondering, where do we go from here? The roadmap is a data-driven document with a plan on how to adopt AI and automation. While most of the hype in AI right now is around all the shiny new capabilities and tools, I'm approaching it from a different view with the goal to give you some of your time and money back. The point is not to give you a bill for the engagement, but to give you an engagement that with 1 or 2 opportunities implemented, it's going to pay for the engagement and then some. So if you're a CEO, CIO, CTO, CFO, COO, IT director, whoever, watching this and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, we really need to get to this and prioritize our AI transformation journey. Or if you're not automating anything at all, in any way, shape, or form right now, then this message is definitely for you. I'm just letting you know that every day you're falling further and further behind, and I want to hear from you. I want to give you some of your time and money back. I want to solve these long dealt with pain points. I want to use technologies that you already own that are built right into your tech stack. Reach out to me if this sounds like you and your organization. You can find me on LinkedIn with a link to my profile in the description. I also have a link to the AI Discovery Workshop page where you can learn more about the engagement and what you would walk away with. Both links are in the description below. Go ahead and send me a direct message on LinkedIn. Tell me where your organization is with your journey. What are some of your pain points you want to know if AI would actually be able to solve? Where is it that your organization is struggling? This is an opportunity to sit down with experts and get a non-biased review of all of your processes and the overall health of your technologies from a waste perspective. The conversations cost nothing. The roadmap that we're going to build together, that could truly be a game changer for your organization. And I'm not even trying to sell you shiny new expensive tools. Here's what I know, especially from my time pushing for network automation. Most people are going to dismiss what they don't understand. And most will stop at nothing to maintain the status quo, even if it means damaging the organization. Trust me, I've lived it firsthand. I've seen it. I would intentionally push just to see how far people would go to resist change. But I also know that organizations who choose to listen, those who are choosing to ask better questions, if you will, are the ones who are pulling ahead right now. And that's exactly why I'm here. The organizations that win in the next few years are making decisions right now. Not next quarter, not after the next budget cycle, but right now. The only question is whether yours is one of them. Let's get to work.